Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on Spider-Man Chapter 1, issue number 6. Now, if you do remember Spider-Man Chapter 1, it was basically Marvel's attempt to do something similar to Man of Steel and Batman Year 1. So, the cover you have Electro in his kind of more ridiculous get-up with Spider-Man and the Human Torch. So let's get on the story. It starts off with Jameson saying, Well, where are all those numbers? And so the guy says, Please be patient, Mr. Jameson. Be patient. Appreciate that it's after hours, and if you weren't our biggest depositator, I would not even let you in here. And so we see a guy saying, What the? The door just opened? Well, that's an electrical lock. So instead of, getting a gun or probably wondering what's going on, he ends up getting shocked, and the person walks in, which turns out to be Electro, saying, Call me Electro, Jameson, just call me Trouble. And so he breaks in, steals money. They're like, Look at him go! He's climbing that wall like he was Spider-Man or something. Spider-Man! And he knew who I was too. That could only mean... Yeah, rather than thinking you are the most powerful man in the universe, in New York, and people would easily know who you are. And Peter's pretty much annoyed with this and walks off in a huff. And we're introduced to a flashback to how Peter battled the lizard and tried to make a reverse antidote. And it turns out the lizard had become more lizard-like than before, saying, Save Connors! You are already too late for that, Spider-Man. Connors is no more. Now there is only the lizard. And so Peter makes him gulp down the serum, and where he slowly reverts back to being back to Connors. And after that, Connors realizes that if this fell into the wrong hands, it could lead to disastrous consequences, and decides to burn the serum. And so we see John Stamos saying, What are you talking about, Parker? There is no lizard, Jameson. It was all some publicity stunt. And yeah, Peter realized this was kind of like a bad idea and stuff. And we see at the Fantastic Four house of Johnny Storm and Sue, where Johnny is so annoyed without, thinking that Spider-Man may hadn't done anything wrong. And Sue's like, oh, and this wouldn't have anything to do with Spider-Man stealing all your thunder lately, would it? He's like, steal my thunder? Listen, sis, no one steals nothing from this little fireball. Flame on! And I'm surprised that Sue isn't going after him, or, trying to stop him from doing anything stupid. We see Electro talking to an unknown person. We're introduced to how he was a selfish, inconsiderate, and a guy who only thought of himself, saying, oh, come on, Max, Harris is in trouble there. You're the only man with the skill to save him. Let's talk about my bonus here before I save Harris's butt. Yeah, someone is dying, and you're selfishly thinking of yourself. So he ends up getting fried, and finds out he has powers, and the person we see him talking to is Norman Osborn, saying, But that need not to be any present concern to you, Dylan. When the time comes, I will deal with Spider-Man personally. So it's a bit like Spectacular Spider-Man, where Oscorp was responsible for creating supervillains, yet this is like Norman Osborn's own agenda. So we see Spider-Man at first thinking Electro's in, but sees that some people are working in the office. And we see Human Torch showing up, trying to flame him with fireballs, and Peter using the construction site as his kind of element, and even eventually using a cement mixer by spraying him with concrete. And so Peter goes into a secret lab, and he's like, this chem lab is deserted, while everyone who works there is out for lunch. I can borrow a couple of chemicals, mix them in my web fluid, and be ready for anything that Goofball wants to throw at. And so we see Spider-Man listening to the radio, and now knows where Electro is. And Jameson's like, this is perfect. The police have this place completely surrounded. Electro is trapped in there, and it's only a matter of time before he's captured. Hey, look! It's Spider-Man! But the vehicle said Electro is Spider-Man! Hey! Ain't you that Jameson guy? And Jameson realizes that people know who he is and has to leave quickly to avoid being found out. And we see Johnny Storm now trying to go for Spider-Man and spray him with a special web fluid that puts out his flames. So we head into where Peter Parker battles all of the hired goons and battles them like he's the Juggernaut. And we see Electro trying to take on Spider-Man, and Electro ends up frying Spider-Man, where this was basically the story. So what do I think? I feel like they should have added the lizard part first and not try and come up with a whole new story. And I feel like you have Norman Osborn already set up as a villain, well, you could take more time in building him up. So the story, not as good, but I give it a thumbs in the middle. Kind of alright, but could have been better. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.